Hey, what is going on there, YouTube people? Arcane25 here, and today we are going to be talking about Bioshock Infinite. So, Bioshock Infinite is the third game in the Bioshock series, following Bioshock and Bioshock 2, of course. And if you guys haven't yet decided on whether you want to purchase it or not, hopefully this video will help you in deciding whether you want to dish out the money to actually buy it and play through it, or save your money for something else that you think would be equally or more fun. So now let's talk about some of the background information about Bioshock Infinite so you guys know what's going on. It's developed by Irrational Games, and it's actually not a sequel or prequel to the previous Bioshock games, being Bioshock 1 and Bioshock 2, and it actually has an entirely new setting, being the flying city of Columbia, and it's set in the year 1912, where the player assumes the role of Booker DeWitt. Booker has been given the job of finding a woman named Elizabeth in Columbia who has been confined by a hulking beast called the Songbird. Following in the footsteps of previous Bioshock games, the world of Infinite explores the chaos that results when strong ideals are taken to the extreme. At the time of DeWitt's arrival, Columbia is a hotbed of ultra-nationalism, specifically American exceptionalism, as shown by the copious number of flags, patriotic music, and propaganda posters that have bold-facedly spurned the idea that Columbia could be a haven for the so-called unwanted of the world. Bioshock Infinite features a range of environments that will force the player to adapt with different weapons and strategies for each situation. Interior spaces will feature close combat with enemies, but unlike previous games set in Rapture, the setting of Infinite contains open spaces with the emphasis on sniping and ranged combat against numerous enemies at once. Combat will also take place while the player is traveling at great speeds along the skyline, a major transport system of Columbia. Now, being somebody that has played through the first and the second Bioshock games multiple times on various difficulty settings on my playthroughs, I really had high expectations for this game, and I was waiting for Irrational Games to make another game that would be really good on its first playthrough, and it would just have really good replay value whenever you want to go back through, you want to play it on a higher difficulty, or you want to go through, collect all the collectibles, get all of your achievements and stuff like that, and they definitely did not disappoint with it. Between their transition with Bioshock 1 to Bioshock 2, they made a huge success. They proved to players and gamers that they could make another game that had all the aspects that players liked about Bioshock 1, but also kind of tweak it, kind of change things so it's not exactly the same, that it would just be really stale and it would just be like playing Bioshock 1 again. And then they proved that even better with their transition between Bioshock 2 and Bioshock Infinite, that they can make an entirely new setting, which it's not even relative to the Rapture anymore, although it does make some small and subtle references to it, especially for players that have played through the game. You'll know exactly what I mean. But they proved that they can make an entirely new setting that players will love, players will enjoy, and it's also still going to win the appeal of people that enjoyed the first and the second Bioshock games. Now, in terms of combat, there are 14 different weapons that players can progressively find, pick up, and use throughout the campaign, and there are 8 Vigor abilities that players can find, which essentially work the exact same way as the Plasmids did in the previous Bioshock games, but a new aspect to Bioshock Infinite is gear, which are equipment-based slots that allow the player to customize hats, shirts, pants, and boots that will ultimately upgrade the passive abilities of your character. Having said all of that, I have nothing but good things to say about Bioshock Infinite, and I highly recommend it for anybody that really enjoys single-player first-person shooters, or anybody that has really enjoyed the first or the second Bioshock game. If you guys want to see more various video game news and reviews and enjoyed this video review, please be sure to drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel, and I'll be back with more video game related videos. But until then, guys, I'm off to play the secret 1999 mode on Bioshock Infinite. Peace out.